So Andrew now has the ability to not just help us and see us from the Kavanaugh crew from a perspective of like let me help that grow.
Support, yeah.
But once you are a part of not helping it grow, but the growth is directly for you and even impacts your family in a bigger way. I think that all of us kind of need that drive, that extra little thing to help push you to the next level. And it wasn't like we sat down and said, "Hey Andrew, what do you need to like be more engaged, to be more go after it?" Because as things stay kind of status quo, you can get into the flow and used to it, and then suddenly like, "Hey, I'm doing a good job with this." And I think that all of us need to be looking for something that helps push us that 1 degree better, right? 1 degree working harder, 1 degree out there. And he went and once he got his mortgage license, it's like, instead of 1 degree, he went like 50 degrees. And he's like, open houses, and where do we go, and how do we film even more, and how do I go deeper with relationships? How do I set up more things? And so I think that he's grown a lot since he's gotten his license instead of being like face to face immediate, like, yay. Andrew's almost always been a hype guy. Now he's the hype guy with like deeper relationships, which is cool.
Right. Well, I think there's just like a level of ownership in there, right?
That's good.
Like you have, he's known and understood that his role when he first got here was, I am support guy. I will be supportive, and I will go to the max and be as supportive as completely possible. But I know that there is a line that's drawn then in what I'm expected or capable of doing, right? But nobody drew the line. It was just, it's one of those unspoken things, like, this is my lane, stay in my lane. And then now that he's had the ability to have it's like going, I always hit this dang microphone. It's like going from the access road to the highway, right? He was like, one lane, and now he's like, wow, I can go in all these lanes, and I can go really fast if I really want to. And it's cool to see him take that ownership and run with it, because I've worked with people before and built teams before, and I've decided not to build teams really ever again. But I've worked with people that have been given the opportunity to run, and then they get on the highway and they're like, I don't know where to go. So I'm just gonna get back off the highway. It's like, dang, come on, like there's so much opportunity out there. Just go with it. So I think it's awesome that he has also, we're just talking about you right in front of you.
Yeah, Andrew's here, by the way.
It's just neat to see that's all he needed, was to be given the opportunity to run, and now he's running. And the flip side of that, because I have, we've been doing this for, I don't know, you're 20 years, yeah. I'm a little over 10 years, so it's like, I think back to those days when I first started. I don't know that I would have made it if I didn't have somebody like Chris Allen back then to go, keep going. Okay, you're getting a little off direction, get back in. And I wanted to run and go, but I had the right support system behind me then to say, don't waste your time with that. Or here, go this direction instead, or this is the target market you need to be looking at. Because when you get into real estate, sales in general, sales,
for sure. Vacuum cleaners, houses,
anything, whatever, right? Pharmaceutical sales,
right.
You can try to do everything and then get good at nothing, and spin your wheels, and then because you're not getting good at anything, then you feel like you're just not good at it in general.
Sure.
And then you have fallout. You have people that just say, oh, okay, this is not the career for me. So having this mentor like you and Alicia to just kind of give, it's like, no offense, it's like having a child, right? Go run, but not the street. No, come back. Don't talk to that guy. Okay, come back. Okay, now keep running. Yeah.
He does call us his parents from time to time, so it's funny you say that. But and I think that because he's a good communicator too.
Yes.
It's funny we're talking so much about Andrew, but he's a good communicator and I'll ask you like your advice for this too, that he got his license and then for a minute he kind of like froze.
Yeah.
And I could see him freezing, and then but he said, what do I do now? And it's like, no, do what you've been doing. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, no, because remember we sat down at Pluckers, and we were like having a conversation, and he was like, well, now that I have it, like, do I say this? And do I have to know that? And it's like, no, just keep being you as loud as you can be you, but for you now instead of for us.
Yeah.
And then like the switch turned back on.
It makes
So
perfect
it's like,
sense.
so it's like sometimes especially when you grow people from within, right? And then now you give them the freedom, right? They're on the freeway. And then they're like, oh my gosh, there's so much traffic. There's so much things.
So
What do I do?
much happening.
And so, but if they just hold that in, but the fact that he communicated, like, I kind of need to know what else can we do. And we had that relationship already, the friendship inside of work to go like, what should I be doing now? And it was like, hey, and I remember the conversation was, you've helped me help loan officers break through to how to get over the idea of going out and getting clients and making calls and getting in front of people.
Yeah.
And so what I would suggest is look in a mirror and tell yourself what you've told all these other loan officers and what you've helped so many people with. And then he's like, oh, mirror. and then like everything kind of changed and he went back to just being Andrew.
Yeah.
But what would you say to anybody who is in this line of work, sales in general, who feels kind of frozen?
Oh, man. I feel like I'm talking to myself, too.
Okay, good.
Because there are, what I've seen and understood now about having a career, right? So prior to doing real estate, I did counseling. But there were very clear and definitive steps to take within your career that you were always incrementally moving to the next level. So it was very understood and clear about where the direction was. And by the time that I got to a space of feeling good and competent and was developing my skills enough to go to state level and things like that, that's when I decided to leave the career and go into real estate. So real estate has been the longest career per se that I've ever been in, other than being a mom, I guess, but has been the only career I've been in. And so what I always assumed was like, once you got good at it, you just stay soaring. No, there's no soaring. There's continuous work that is involved internally to continue that drive and continue moving forward. So what I would say to Andrew is probably the same that I would say to myself is just start. Just start. I remember having a conversation with a title rep a long time ago. Her name's Sarah. She's still amazing. And it was in the world when, right before COVID or right at COVID, when Reels became the thing. And I loved long form videos. I loved getting on, educating. All of my videos at a minimum were 3 or 4 minutes long, but it was fine back then. People watched the videos that long, and then became this like big switch of nope, 30 seconds or less. And I'm less. Like, what am I gonna do?
Or less.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
And she's like, I did a class with her, and she said, you need to be doing three stories or 3 reels a day. And I'm like, oh my God, what? When in the grand scheme of things, that's only a minute and a half, and I'm doing 4 to 7 minute videos almost daily in general. So it was actually less work per se, right? But it was this mind shift of now I have to do something different. And I'm 5 years into real estate. I shouldn't have to be doing anything different. Nope. You got to ebb and flow. And so I remember her saying to me, just do it. Just get on and do it. It doesn't matter what you talk about, just do it. And she checked in with me every day. And for about 3 or 4 days, I just did it. I got on and I was like, I feel like a fool. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know how to add captions. I don't know what transitions are. I don't know, but I just figured it out. And then from there, it just became this wonderful new way to express myself without really having to like have a whole content paragraph to talk about. I could just make a post about a thought that I had in a 30-second span of time. And I found that I connected more with people in that regard than otherwise. So again, looping back to, I think we all have points where we just have to get aside from ourselves. Like we have to get out of our own way. And the only way to do that is just to rip the Band-Aid and do it and realize that like it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
That's good. And I like that you said move. And so I think about even my son Corbin. So he went through a motorcycle accident and broke his knee, or right behind his knee. And really since then, this is probably, I think, like 3 or 4 years, I forget, but 3 or 4 years ago, and he hasn't worked out, hasn't done anything. And before that, he was like big time pole vaulter and like super athletic, and like, anyway, nothing could even slow him down. And he just hasn't really moved since the motorcycle accident. I mean, he works outside and he does stuff, don't get me wrong, but to actually work out. And he came home one day, and we have this machine that you like stand on, and it moves you real fast, and it's supposed to like help like break things down and after a workout make you feel better. But he got on it to feel his knee, and he was on it for probably like 5 minutes maybe, and he got off and his legs were sore from standing on this thing.
Yeah.
And it just made him see like, well, that was kind of like working out. To where yesterday, this is like maybe a month later, like he's trying to eat like 2,700 calories a day. He's on elliptical, he's on rower, he's doing all these things because he's like, that little bit of movement woke up who he really is inside, which is this super athlete guy.
Yeah.
And so now he's like challenged his buddies, and they're trying to see who can get the, and so he moved from like this sort of like almost physically lost person to like, he's been this athletic kid since he was like 5, and now he found himself again. But it was that little okayness to move a little bit more than you normally do, and suddenly you find yourself back. So if you're stuck, the first thing is maybe something super basic.
Yes.
And go back to that thing that, like a reel. Like, when's the last time I did a reel just to do a reel?
Right.
And like, how do I get myself back to who I know I am? It's by moving the basic things. In pickleball, we talk about it a lot. Like, you got to do the basics well.
Yeah.
Like, you can try to hit the slam, you can try to hit the amazing shot, but all the time we're like, just over the net and in the middle. Can you hit it over the net and in the middle? If you can do that, you'll probably win more points than your fantastic backspin to the corner crazy shot, right? And so sometimes it's just getting back to, what do I know I can do to hit it back to the middle, over the net? You know what I mean?
Well, because here's the thing about it too. If we always hit the crazy backspins all the time, it would get kind of old and it disenfranchised, and it wouldn't be as exciting. The home runs, okay. I don't know anything about baseball or sports. Okay. Mm-hmm. However, I have a husband who gives me little snippets of information from time to time, and he's like, look at this. There was a player on some team that is from Japan, and he hit like 3 home runs, but also as a pitcher. Are you follow? Thank you. Okay. Every time, apparently, almost every time he gets up to bat, he hits a home run. Just poof, 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 poof. And my thought was, and my comment to Cody was, well, like, does it ever get old?
Sure.
You know, like every time he gets up there, it gets to a point where like our brains like novelty, our brains like excitement every once in a while. But the consistency is really where we find trust and comfort and stability. And just knowing that, like, that person's always going to be there. Like, we always know that when that guy gets up to bat, he's going to do something great. When he gets behind the pitcher's mound, he's going to do something great. But when he hits a home run, not only out of the park, but, like, out of the stadium, it's like, holy cow, that's amazing. But if he did that every time, it would be like, okay, what's going on here? What's going on? So I like what you're saying about the fundamentals and the foundation is that people forget. They want all their reels to go viral, and they want their events to be massive. Okay, perfect example. Armadillo in it for a cause the other day that we had last week. Was it just last week? 2 weeks ago. I don't even know. My brain.
It happened.
We had that one event, but like 250, almost 300 people showed up to that event. It was massive. It was huge. It was exciting. But if I had to do that every Thursday,
it's out.
No way. I couldn't do it. There's no way I could do it. Yeah. So I think that it's okay to remember that, like, there is progress in the everyday. There's progress in the slow. There's progress in the mundane that we just don't really want to do. And I forget that sometimes as well. Like, I want my ad that I put out to produce 3 leads, and the leads need to be qualified and closed. Right. But it just doesn't.
Getting them is great. Closing them is better.
Let's get them in there. Yeah. So I think it's just a matter of just keeping people encouraged to continue to put yourself out there on a daily basis and do the small things like you're talking about, like just the one reel or the 2 reels. It's just the one phone call. It's the one text message. It's the little things that accumulate over time, and we hear it all the time.
Yeah.
But we don't always want to do them.
And I think as you're talking, like maybe the key is find that thing that excited you before, like the home runs as an example, right? That's exciting, right? But what about it made you where you're a good home run hitter? Was it the practice? Was it the like what were you doing to build yourself to that thing that was really fun, and then fall in love with that again? Like if it's become mundane, okay, what do you got to do to reverse yourself back into not mundane? Today on the way from the house to here, I see they're putting up Christmas lights.
I saw that too.
Right? And my first thought was like, oh my gosh, Christmas lights again?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
already?
Because already, exactly, like how can it be that time of year? Like I know Andrew's going to be playing Christmas music. I walk in, of course, Christmas music's on. I mean, yes, Christmas music was on when I got here today, right? And I'm like, of course this is happening. But
are you Hobby Lobby? Okay.
It's
not even Halloween.
His house has been decorated for over a month, right? And he was probably a little bit late. So, and I'm not talking about like, because you hear that and you're like, oh, they keep their trip or something. No. Like Christmas globes and like all these things, right? And they are full Christmas mode already.
That's awesome.
And for me, I'm like, really? It's time? But it goes back to, I remember when I first started seeing Christmas lights go up when I moved to this town.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's so cool. They do that in the courthouse with the lights that go up and like what it looks like. And it's like, how do you move from like, oh my gosh, the pressure of it's already time again to being able to enjoy it? And you've got to find the things instead of the pressure of life, find the things that are so that you can enjoy about this season, right? I love WassleFest. I love we're doing like a Cav crew thing where we rented a house and we're going to have like one of the characters from, oh my gosh. Cindy Lou Who. Yeah. Cindy Lou Who's going to be there and we're going to have cotton candy and chocolate milk, and it's like a private party thing. Like it, huh? Hot chocolate. Chocolate milk. That's not the same.
Hot chocolate is more of a holiday thing.
It's chocolate milk. So, what is this?
We're in Texas, okay? We don't need our chocolate hot.
Cold opera cider.
We're warming up chocolate milk, so it's going to be hot chocolate milk. So anyway, so yes, we're going to have different forms of milk with chocolate in it, which will be great for people. But it's like those are the things that are fun, and then like Christmas morning and thinking about the food and all the things. I saw a video where a husband had brought his wife outside, and the Ring camera thing is on, right? And because he wanted everybody to experience how excited she gets when it gets cold, and she's out there like booty dancing, excited, talking about turkey and all these, and like just by feeling the cold, it brings this sensation of like family and how amazing. Like it's not the cold. It's the time you get to spend while it's cold with family.
Yeah.
You know? How do we get back to those things?
I feel like a lot of that, for me personally, is just being present, right? Like not always thinking about, okay, what else do I have to do? What else do I have to prepare for? What's coming up ahead? Because I have discovered about myself that I am a massive planner, and it's funny because I didn't think that I was that. I'm a planner, but like if plans go awry or if things need to change, I'm usually okay with it. Like I can be flexible. But I thought because I could be flexible that meant I'm not a planner. I'm just very spontaneous. And I discovered I'm not a spontaneous human. Love to have things planned out. I'd love to know what's to come. How am I going to organize my day? But with that comes a massive amount of being in here all the time. What's next? What time is it? Where are we going next? Oh, do we have food? Do we have drinks? Like, do we have the right outfit on? Like all of these like massive little details that I keep inside have become such a hindrance to me just being present. And so I have made a huge movement towards being present, but it comes at a cost, right? It comes at a cost of maybe not having everything exactly the way that you thought it was going to go, or exactly the way that you thought it was going to be. Or maybe you attend other people's events instead of planning your own. Like the holiday season is usually a big space for me to plan client events and do different things with all kinds of different entities and trying to do all the things. And I'm like, I'm just going to scroll through Facebook and see who's having an event. I'm going to go to it.
To that.
You know why?
That's good.
Because I didn't have to do any of it.
That's good.
But that comes with being present. But it's also like what I have discovered and learned through doing that is the massive amount of connection and massive amount of just like fulfillment, like just being happy in that moment of just being. I had a moment the other day. Luke has baseball on Thursdays and Wade has tutoring now. And so what that has done for me, though, is given me about an hour and a half span of time that I get to spend with Peyton, my middle child, who's quiet and a people pleaser. She really ruffles no feathers. I mean, the girl could be walking around with blisters on the back of her feet, and she's just like, I'm fine. It's not a big deal. And I'm like, baby, what are you talking about? She's just fine all the time. So she doesn't demand a whole lot. And when we got to spend last Thursday together, we went to Tin Top, and she was like, can we have ice cream? And I'm like, absolutely. And she just was so happy, just hanging out. And I put my phone away, and we just hung out for an hour, and she was just elated. And that's all she needed. And then we were like so connected the rest of the weekend from doing something like that. But I have not, in the past, I've not made a point. I always knew that I needed to do it. And I knew the positive effects it would have if I did it. But I was like, I'll do it next week. Oh, we'll do it next Saturday. And then things get messed up. So I think, again, I like to circle back, right? Circling back to, it's just a matter of making a point to be present during those times to really get the full effect of what that feels like.
That's good. That's good. I wonder if the balance of trust becomes something like, as you're telling that story, I can't help but think about like when you bring your son to tutoring and he's there, you trust the tutor to do what they're supposed to do because you need to be able to break away for the hour. And when they're at baseball, right? Yeah, like with coaches and with like they're in good places, and so now you can separate yourself from them. And so the way that you kind of plan out your life and do things, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to have some form of trust or know that they're in the right places so that you can leave them
enjoy
there.
Yourself. Yeah.
So that, because if you can't leave things where they are and know they're okay, then how do you fully be present with turning off your phone to be with your daughter? Because if it was like, oh my gosh, they're playing football where people have broken their arms and legs the last couple of weeks, like you can't turn your phone off.
Correct.
Because you might need it, like, you know what I mean? So it's like sometimes making sure you're surrounded and putting yourself in places that you can trust and you're a little bit safe, even though it's not perfect, you need that comfort in order to be all the way present.
That's so valid. I didn't even think about that. But like that's even a point that I've come to in my job because I've felt at times, I look at my numbers and I'm like, my numbers really haven't changed much. I just get them in globs. Glob, lots of transactions. Oh my God, I'm going crazy. And then nothing. And then another glob comes through. I'd rather it just be like a slow trickle.
It'd be great, right?
It'd be so great.
Yeah.
Can we make that happen? But what I've realized now, because I feel like I work less than I ever have before. And so, I made that post the other day, like high achievers start to internally freak out. Like I should be doing something. I should be producing something. I should be in Canva. I should be on my email. I should be doing something. And I tell myself all the time, I'm like, your numbers are okay. Like the amount of output is not affecting the input. So just chill.
Sure.
And one of the reasons I think that I've become able to turn my brain off to a lot of the things that are going on in the transactions is because of the team that I've surrounded myself with, right? I don't worry that if you tell me that the deal is going to close on time,
that's good. Yeah.
That it's going to close on time. I just don't. There are points at some times when I forget about the transaction. It's really bad. I'm like, oh crap, oh my God, I have that deal. I probably should check in with them and see if they're okay. but they aren't messaging me. They aren't freaking out because they've already been so taken care of by the team. I have a transaction coordination team that I work with called Trinity Transactions. Lindsay Maines owns the company. She's here local in New Braunfels. And they are so stellar that it through email and communication and text messages, they're constantly just on the ball. And so I don't have to worry about it. So that's kind of I don't have an assistant right now, but I've had an assistant in the past a few times, and they've done the same thing. I don't have to worry about doing these little things because they do them, and that just builds a huge amount of leverage to be able to trust that things are being taken care of. I'll be super vulnerable for a moment, right? Moments of just complete sadness, I guess, in a way that I have to check myself on because in the co-parenting world, Aaron and I split our kids 50-50. So when you think about, like, they don't really think about it. You're like, oh, well, you see them all the time. But you don't think about the times that you don't see them.
Sure.
Right? The 50% of their life, the 50% of their day, of their week that I don't see them is excruciating as a mom. And I'm sure as a dad too. But as a parent, it's excruciating not to see them. And not only that, but like you're talking about trusting the schools to take care of them and not worrying about or checking in every hour to see if they're okay. Not even just like school shootings, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But just little things like, is somebody bullying them? Are they being taken care of? Did they have enough for lunch? Like, you have to be able to just trust and turn that off. But the other piece of the vulnerable piece of that is, when they're with their dad, they're being very well taken care of. He's a fabulous father. And so because of that, I don't get a whole lot of, Mom, I miss you. Mom, what are you doing? Hey, Mom, I want to check in with you. And I used to get I used to internalize that a lot. That they just don't miss me. They don't love me. I'm getting disconnected from my children. And I'm like, no, it's not that at all. Because when they're with you, when they're with me, we're super connected.
Sure.
And we spend all of this time together and we're very present with one another. And when they're with Dad, it's the same thing. But it's because they're being so well taken care of, that their needs are being met, that I can then utilize that time to do other things as well.
Sure.
So it's neat that you make that, like, it was just kind of like a little light bulb that went off in my head. Like, it's not that they don't love me. It's just they're being taken care of in that realm. They're getting their needs met. And I should celebrate that.
Absolutely.
I should be happy about that.
Yeah, and to give kind of honor to it, because if we become complacent, like the home run, right? The fact that somebody takes great care of your children when they're not with you can feel like home run after home run, so you don't even pay attention to it, when it's like, no, that's kind of greatness. Like, that's, and allowing you to work on your fundamentals and basics so you can be the best mom you can be in between times, to get business and the basics and those things out of, and take some time for yourself to quiet down. But if we don't take the time to glorify, give gratitude to the fact that your life has been set up with places where you can trust to get back to who you are, so that and you can be the best realtor, business person, owner of all these different things, but mainly the best mom you can be. And these trust places, you can now find some rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so